Here we go. Hello, Yeti Nation. Hello, world. How about that? Hello, world, Yeti Nation. Welcome to Utica. The Nexus, Utica University Nexus Center in downtown Utica, New York. Um, all four fields can be going at one time. Yeah, the main rink and the two side rinks off of inside the Nexus Center, and then obviously the Odd. So Memorial Auditorium, I should say, proudly, the War Memorial. Yeah, no, it's not the War. It's the Utica Memorial Auditorium, not the one. Syracuse is the War Memorial. What's Albany? They're just the Pepsi Center. That's right, MVP. That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's incredibly special time to be in Utica, in New York right now, surrounding the Mohawk Valley, central New York. As far as the world are coming to a beautiful venue, that is for sure. I know what the Comets organization and the Nexus Center and everything that they do is to say world class. I think it was Anthony Pizzanti had said it yesterday during the announcement. Is look what a small city can do compared to a big city. All these big cities. You want to what? Utica's on the map. Rome was on the map for Woodstock '99, and now Utica is going to be on the map for the Mecca of box lacrosse in a beautiful area in the beautiful landscape, the history that surrounds the area. That's what I'm hoping a lot of people do while they're here visiting the area is, American history, world history. It surrounds this entire region right here, and it's quite impressive. There's my neighbor, and I apologize. I don't apologize. My neighbor's coming through right now. My neighbor wants to put his uniform on. This He's actually been the Yeti before. Last year when we was at the parade, he was Yeti on. That's what gave me the idea this year when we was on the back of the dump truck. My good neighbor Ray Walters, he was cross check once last year. Good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's a good times. But yeah, we're very excited in regards to the World Lacrosse coming to Utica. It's something I know. Ray, his daughter's gotten into lacrosse since she's gotten a little bit older, and I know she's this type of person that might be interested in watching girls play box lacrosse. So I'm looking at the pictures that you're posting or that you have up on the screen with Fawn. She gave an incredible speech yesterday that it was very heartfelt by everybody in that in that room that gave a big history lesson to everybody in a short amount of time, and what can be done when collective smart people put their minds together and think about what's best for all. So it was a great speech. It was a great ceremony, and Rob Esch, he's a great ambassador for the Utica area, no question. It is. I'm going to keep talking. As far as we had an opportunity to be part of there. Crosscheck was there, opening the doors, getting some people fist bumps. Ori Lyons was there. As far as Scott Neese was there, a shout out. You don't see much in the write ups here. I'm going to give Scott a little shout out. I was able to sit down and we talked for a good couple hours yesterday. And he came up to the Tri-City venue and checked out what our venue is up at Tri-City. And he was able to give us a little insight of everything that he's been doing. And you want to know what? I don't see much write-up about what that young man's been doing for the box lacrosse game. And I hope that, some of these write-ups start putting it in there, because the people behind the scenes, you know what? Give them some shout-outs too, because there's a lot of people that worked at this collectively to make this happen. It was between Utica and Prague. So the World Championships could have been over at Prague, but they took a chance on Utica, and you want to know, we're going to show them exactly what we're all about, and we're going to give them the best of the best that's ever been seen.
Yeah, I can't wait. And now I can even hear myself echoing, so I'm definitely on now. I'll fix the echo here in a second. But so how many you guys had the whole Tri-City team got to see everybody up there?
Well, the board was there. As far as I know, I believe it was on World Lacrosse. I had seen a picture of the Tri-City board, Andy, Bobby Leary, Gino, Bobby Dix. They got a picture of them, and I know those guys we're celebrating 40 years with Tri-City Lacrosse. We started as a bar league in 1983. And in 2023, we have a youth program. We offer box lacrosse. We are offering, hopefully starting that up in the next couple of weeks here, our U18 team, and excuse me again, and also our women's program. And it was,
now this
like I said, to listen to what Fawn was talking about, it was it brought a tear to the eye, because she spoke it from the heart, and what actually lacrosse means to the indigenous people, and what their heritage is all about. And it all stems. I mean, Ori Lyons was in the front. It was
got Tony, and we got a bunch of people.
Tony was right there. Tony was in the front. Johnny was there.
Yeah, not Jimmy.
There's the picture that. There's the video right there. Tony Pacenti. Thank you, Tony Pacenti, Gino, Bobby, Andy, Bobby. It was a great afternoon. That's a beautiful picture of a bunch of guys that have spent their life trying to help grow the game of lacrosse.
Yeah, so this has definitely got to be a cool feeling for you guys, and to see the Utica Yeti front and center there, that's pretty neat. I love seeing that. And I heard they had a Squatch showing. Did he show up?
There was the Squatch was there. The old cross check. He got some fist bumps. He got some pictures with some people. Actually, one lady had mentioned that. I think she was from the state. She's like, "Oh, you look like you would scare kids." And I didn't. Crosscheck had a big smile on his face. We don't scare kids. She's like, "Oh, you talk."
Yeah, you got talking Crosscheck. Absolutely. It's been there's been a lot of news in box lacrosse. So again, so cool. You guys got to be there. Unfortunately, I had a doctor's appointment, so I couldn't drive out to Utica to see it. But big happenings there. So now, why don't you give us kind of a lead up? So the Team USA will start having some practices and stuff at the Nexus Center, and we're going to start seeing some big names coming through the area.
They're getting ready to get it fired up. I know was talking to Scott last night, and talking to Tony. The women's is going to be up here on the May 20th, and they're going to be having their camp on the 21st, I believe it is, on Sunday the 21st of May. And as far as we do know, there's some local girls that are signed up. I know in the video there it showed some Utica College girls. I'm hoping that several of these local colleges, I'm hoping the girls, take a chance. What's the worst that could happen? You make Team USA. Oh my goodness! I mean, how horrible would that be? Yeah, take a chance, girls. The people that you're going to meet, I don't know how many girls are listening to the Yeti Talks, but the opportunity's there. As far as build your portfolios, that's what it's all about in this thing we call life.
You ain't kidding. Get out there and do it. There's only one way to learn it, and that's by doing
Yeah.
it, right?
Try it. If it ain't for you, you want to know what? Worst case scenario is you probably walk away with a T-shirt or a jersey or something that says Team USA on it. How cool would that be? Yeah. I tried out for Team USA. Yeah, that would be insane. So, girls, if you're out there, take a chance. If you love box lacrosse, especially if you played hockey. If you're a hockey girl and young lady that played hockey and you also love playing lacrosse, you'd be crazy not want to try box lacrosse. It's so similar that it's fun. It's fun. I know it's fun. I've watched the girls play last year at Laxney, and girls who had never even picked up a stick 20 minutes before the game picked up a boy stick and were playing box. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Bob just sent me a text that he's still not getting a link. I've invited him a couple times. Sorry, everybody. You kind of lost Paul's face there for half a second as I was trying to send him another one. But I'm going to take me off the screen here and put the NLL stats. Now, you said you got to watch a couple of the games. Did you happen to watch the that Halifax, Georgia game?
I did not watch that one. Only game I did start watching was the Vegas game, and then I ain't gonna lie to you, Birdie wasn't playing, so I kind of fell asleep because he wasn't out there.
Yeah, that's
I'm actually too busy right now working with putting our roster together, getting our schedule together, working the sponsorships, getting things put together for 2023. It's here. It's now. We're live.
I got Bob's email.
Bob, where are you?
I'm pretty sure I got Bob's stuff. We're good to go. So,
baby.
Now the great Bob Leary, Herkimer College legend, should be back on pretty soon. So we'll have that up to date. But yeah, so Birdie wasn't playing, but unfortunately, it's pretty much the end of the road for them anyway.
They had was the name Kells. Kells was in net, but the other team had their backup in there. Who was that? That wasn't Colorado. Who the hell did they play? Oh, I don't even know. That's how much I was into it. I'll honestly, I've been watching more of the Can-Am games that you're streaming than I've watched of the. Let's talk about that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, I'll talk about
get rid of that. You want to know what the NLL? They got a bunch of millionaire guys. Let's talk about the ones that want to play the game. Now, those Can-Am games that you got going on, ball. That's some serious ball. Those guys are balling like crazy.
Those guys, it's out of control watching those guys. I watch it and I'm just in awe. You watch and I got to say, it drives me a little crazy knowing that McCoy Abrams is 3 hours down the road from Albany, and at times when that offense was struggling, it's like, call this guy, man. He's a young man who definitely has the heart, and you see him with his legs out there, and you see the stuff he's doing in Can-Am, and you're like, wow. I mean, granted, I know guys are going to say that you're playing against Can-Am defense, so it's different too. But he's getting 5-6 goals a game out there, 4 or 5 goals, and he is just tearing it up. He's on fire right now.
It's even. I'm sorry, I was at a couple games this year, and I watched him. And you want to know what? That kid takes a pounding and just keeps on going. A pounding. The shots to the shoulder that they're sliding up into the head and everything like that. He's taking it, and he's taking it. It's part of the game. He just keeps rolling.
Just keeps on going. Yeah, I got the highlight reel playing now. I put the hey, Bob's up.
Yes, it's Robert T. Leary.
That wasn't easy, let me tell you.
It didn't just happen. I'll say that much.
No doubt.
Bobby, welcome to the Yeti Nation, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
We're playing some of the Can-Am games. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of them, but these guys have been tearing it up. This Onondaga Redhawks team, I haven't gotten to see all the teams in the league yet, but if the other teams are anywhere close to like they have been so far, if anybody can catch up to them, that Onondaga Redhawks team is on fire.
I've been kind of worrying about Herkimer, it's just winding down. So I haven't turned my attention to anything, but I do know the Akwesasne Thunder has Kyler Johnson coming on board, so that's going to help them.
Yeah, they're not in that league anymore. I don't think they're in the Senior B Can-Am League. I think they changed.
Yeah.
Well, the CLL or did
I'm
they
not
play
sure which league they went to, but they
OLL, right? Maybe they're in the OLL.
OLL. That's what I meant.
Is it the
OLL.
OLL?
I'm pretty
Gotcha.
sure, yeah. Somebody out there will tell us. There's got to be people. I don't know how many people are watching, but there's got to be somebody out there that knows.
Well, there we go. We got
What
those
do they
highlights
play?
going, and now I got everybody set up in there, so we should be good to go. And we got.
Better
We're all
make-
done.
So how did
better make that.
what did you think of the Herkimer season this year, Bob?
It was. I mean, we're the NIT champs. You know what I mean? We beat everyone we're supposed to beat. We're 7th in the country, and everyone we're not supposed to beat, we didn't beat. So we got to take another step, but that's okay. I mean,
What year, Bob? What year are you in? You're in year 2.
it's year 2, and I had 3 guys when I started. So
That's right.
we took another step forward. We were close to taking another step, but that step's kind of big, and we'd show capability of staying with the elite teams, but not for sustained minutes.
Yeah, you had the burst. So on an up note, you got to go to the World Lacrosse. What did you think of that announcement Tuesday?
Oh, it got realer. You know what I mean? I don't know if realer is a word, but it got
It
realer.
works. I got it in the dictionary, and it does work. It does exist.
It's in the Necker. I know
Yes,
it's
it is.
part of Necker's speech. It's definitely part.
Definitely a Neckerism.
Yeah, we're realer.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah,
We're
no,
really-
I know what you're saying. Now it's like really official. They had everybody come up. I mean, it's going to be, definitely an exciting time. The guys are going to start coming up. What do you think the biggest thing? Like, I don't know. What would you guys say is the biggest reason you think the World Lacrosse? Is it just because of that new Nexus Center and all the work that's happened to that, or you think there's more to it?
I think that's the lion's share of it,
Yeah.
and I think the Laxney being there before that and all the stuff with the Yeti and we've had some visibility for a little while, and I think, the product's been outstanding, and obviously Scott Neese was blown away, and he did the field out in Israel. That was the biggest event for field, and now we're looking at the biggest event for box. And wow, this is exciting, and this is I don't know that the lacrosse world or the city of Utica, or I'm not sure that there's a lot of people who understand the scope of this. I think I'm talking to 2 people who get it a little bit, anyways. We get it, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have the best in the world there, and it's been. Now America's kind of had a few more years. They're starting to get more and more box players. The competition, they're considered more of a chance, to succeed, and not just that. Oh yeah, here come the American guys.
Oh, they've been a close third for a while. Let's not let's not say that they were having a hard time beating Mexico. Okay, so
I'll give you
they
that.
have the largest talent pool and the most talent, top to bottom, by a light year. What they don't have is box experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do have Reggie Thorpe coaching them, who, besides being a Herkimer guy, is a very experienced box guy and played 14 years of pro box as well as field. So
Did we find
they've
out,
made strides.
Bobby? Did we find out yet? Does he still own the penalty minutes for box? At one point, he was the leading penalty minute owner of box lacrosse. I want to know if he's still the sole owner of that. That's a question I would love to know.
I got to tell you, it's kind of like being Dave Schultz in the 70s. And you guys ever watch, you ever go down the rabbit hole that is hockey fights from like the 70s, because that'll keep you on the computer for like, I left my office one day when I started looking at that, and it was 3 days later. I mean, all of a sudden you're watching all these guys, and they're duking back then.
Yeah,
It ain't the same as when they duke now. It's a lot different. And I would say that Reggie to today's lacrosse fights equals Dave Schultz to today's hockey fights. So he may very well have an untouchable record if he still owns it.
right. I believe 14 years. That's a lot of steps on that surface.
Right.
He's,
But I mean,
and he played. And that's not counting the how many steps did he take on the MLO?
Oh yeah,
a hell of it. I mean, we had Reggie rocking that time we went to Rochester. There, that was awesome. That was a good time.
That
good
was
day.
a good time.
Those were good days. Bus trips. Yeah, buddy. But now the bus trips are coming to Utica. They're coming to Utica. The world is coming to Utica. Dude, I'm fired up about this. I'm fired up about the season. To be inside the Nexus Center. As far as I was able to sit down with them yesterday after the World Showcase, and we got everything hammered out. I'm excited. We got our locker room back. It's last year with the building of the Nexus Center and not having a set home, it was great to be in Rome, being a Roman, and it was a great experience being inside that locker room. I tell you, there's a lot of tradition in the Rome locker room, but it's not like having the facility that's at the Nexus Center. Hands down, world class organization. What Rob Esch has done, and Rob Esch, is the spokesperson, obviously, but the workers down there, what those guys do, they're turning over fields, boom, 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 boom. Soccer runs off in 20 minutes. They got the walls up and they're ready for lacrosse. And they just got done Zamboniing 2 sheets of ice because hockey was going, and it's a class organization. I'm excited to see what Scott and everybody, as well as us, what we can bring to the world. I'm excited.
Take a look at the press conference. I mean, we all knew what it was gonna, what it was gonna be and everything. And then when you got there, that restaurant, you couldn't even tell that was a restaurant.
No,
it looked like that's what it was for press conferences. And I mean, all the flags. I mean, it hit you. Then Oren Lyons walks in, and
I got a fist bump from him, and he said, "Yeti."
You know what
he gave me a Yeti. He said, "Yeti." I was like, "Yeah."
Listen, that's a man who ran the Earth Summit, and that was during the Bush administration. I think the George Bush administration, George W. So that was the first time we tried to address global warming as a planet. He wasn't just invited. He ran it.
Right.
That man has, I can't imagine who's on his speed dial. You know what I mean?
Right.
That guy is, I mean, Nick, you might be second or third, but Oren Lyons he's up there.
Right. It was an honor to be there. That's as far as right. I clearly was underdressed for the situation, but it was.
No, you were overdressed. You were beautiful being a Yeti. God bless you.
It was.
I mean, Crosscheck was there.
Yes, Crosscheck was there, and that was one of the.
You gave it away, Bob. You gave it away, Bob.
Kids, earmuffs,
kids. No, I had a chance to meet Oren Lyons up at Onondaga, and that was really cool doing the Stick Makers tournament. That was, I love going up there. I've gotten hooked up with those guys and doing that. It's been a real honor to get to meet a lot of those guys and to just watch lacrosse played there. And it's different. It really is when you're up there.
It's good for the soul, and you know what? When you shake Oren Lyons' hand, you're not supposed to wash your hand for the rest of the day. You're supposed to keep the vibes up.
Just
you know?
keep the good vibes.
Bobby,
I love it.
can I just jump in on what you're saying right there? Because that honestly, it all stems back to what Fawn, that speech that she gave. It was, you want to talk about the magnitude of respect in that room, and just the story of between her and her grandmother. That was that was heartfelt, and to have the respect and everything to do it the way she did it, and keeping with the heritage and the history of her culture and everything like that, but being bold enough to say, you want to know what, it's time for some change. In the way how she explained it, it's not the mannerism on how the men play, but you play for the medicine, you play for the smiles, you play for the creator. That's why it's more than just a game.
And all the relationships, and what she said, and we've all experienced that, is the relationships you get with the ones we have with each other, for God's sakes. I mean, good Lord, young Whitesboro and Rum guys didn't exactly, we weren't holding hands,
No.
But you know what? That thread and that brotherhood erases those things, and that's medicine. And she was wow. If those girls in the room didn't all sign up for tryouts, then they weren't listening.
They weren't listening. Yeah, but you want to know what the thing is? You could see it. They were listening. What that young lady had to say was, you want to know what? It's the dream continues, just like she had mentioned. It
was very genuine. It wasn't written down. It just came pouring out of her. It was
awesome.
All right, we did get some fact checks though in the comments about your Reggie Thorpe leading the NLL in penalty minutes. We've got that Billy D was the leader. Thank you, Justin Warner sent it in. That Reggie actually had 385. If anybody could tell us how much Billy D has, then if he's leading the way, I'd like to see it.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Yeah. Even now, when you see him on the bench behind the in Halifax,
I should have got in a suit. I'm afraid of him.
Yeah. And he's always got the stick with the ball, like he's just ready to go. And it's like, oh boy, yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with that man.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
No. If he wanted to drop with me, I'd be like, I've got to go.
I forgot I had a doctor's appointment to get my hip fixed. That's about to be broken now.
Right.
Oh,
which way is Howard entrance? I'm going that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Can-Am is just getting fired up. I know Bob was all in with Herc. But if we do want to talk about the NLL a little bit, that got crazy at the end of the year. You see Halifax, who finally, got it together and then was able to beat Georgia. But you actually seen Jeremy Thompson throwing down in that game. That was all over social media there. I'm trying to remember who he fought with. Somebody. Oh, man.
It was a battle. It was a beatdown.
685 for Billy D with the penalty minutes.
Wow.
So double Reggie's.
Yeah, he doubled Reggie. Well, that's doubling. Yeah.
Reggie said, I'm going to retire.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you for the answer, Justin. You win a T-shirt. You got to come down from Ottawa to get it. I know, and it may even have number 25 on it. How's that sound? There you go, buddy. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we should do. Anybody who makes it to a Yetis game from one of these chats, all you have to do is send it to us at which game you're going to in one of these chats, and you will get a free Blue Squatch Utica Yeti keychain.
We will hook you right up perfectly. This way you can put your key on there, and you always remind about the Yeti. Whether they're Blue Squatch or whether they're Utica.
That's right. They do exist. Now, actually, the Laxnai highlights, I can't wait because we got a little taste of some of the best guys. Laxnai had some of those teams with a lot of the big names. Team Israel was there. That Bats team was completely stacked. I cannot wait for that World Lacrosse out there. That is going to be something to watch.
It's going to be fabulous.
On the blue turf.
On the blue turf. On the blue. It's going to be awesome. I mean, we've already seen what the organization for Utica can do for hosting AHL All-Star games.
But we have to
Now
say,
I'm going to throw in the combination of other ideas from other people. You know, they got a board together. We're going to make this thing awesome. Utica is going to be.
Well, Bob, you might know the guy that Jeremy Thompson fought, Randy Stotts.
Don't you guys fought? Come on. Come on. Oh my Lord. I now I have to go watch it.
Now,
Good
where did Randy go to school?
CC. He went to Onondaga and then he went to Syracuse. And Jeremy went to Onondaga and then he went to Syracuse.
Yeah. That's been a path. I've been trying to explain that to my nephew, that the junior college circuit over that way is on a different level, because he's, getting to be in 10th grade and he's looking at colleges. And I tell him all the time, that JUCO circuit up there will get you ready for anywhere. I mean, how many kids, like you said, have gone from OCC, Herkimer, and gone on to play at Division I schools all over the place?
Hey, there's Genesee guys who are getting into the pros and stuff too. I mean, there's no question. I mean, there's and I mean, lots of them. Lots of them. But, the halftowns played at Monroe. I don't know if you guys know that.
Oh, I was just going to say, Monroe, not for nothing, but Hudson Valley doesn't have a half bad team either. And I'm going to show my alma mater and say Hawks don't fly, they soar, because I know Dave Sikosi played for the Hawks, and you want to, at 40-some years old, that cat's still slinging it.
He is still tearing it up out there.
No, David.
He's no Brandon Davis, but he's tearing it up.
He's still true. Brandon Davis.
I got to defend the Herc.
You do. I'll give you that. And I will say Herc might have had a slightly better record than us Hawks when we were out there giving it a shot, but I don't know.
But you want to know what? You guys was out there giving it a shot, and you went through any wall that was put forth, and you want to know what that's what it was all about.
Yeah,
that's what it was all about.
Well, the worst
everybody get on the right side. Beecher, I think you was on that bus trip, weren't you? When we went to Canton on the no, that was that was you. I think you were gone by then. Where we got everybody on the right side of the bus. Everybody on the right side.
That goes down. We should make our own version of like the poor man's slap shot, because stuff like that. The infamous Mohawk Valley bus trip where everyone had to sit where the AD was on one side until a bus got out of the parking lot.
You had to make sure all the seats got to be filled, boys, on the right side.
Yeah.
We are not taking vans anymore.
No, those got broken up in Lake Placid. It wasn't by a bunch of lacrosse guys either.
No, that was a hockey trip.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. We don't know who that was. That was somebody that we'll never know.
Oh, I'm not saying we know who it was. I just know it was a hockey trip because I happen to have been on the trip.
I didn't know none of them.
I believe the transmission just fell out of that van. I'm not sure.
It was an old van. One of those ones that SUNY Poly put me on and chased you down to South Carolina in. Yeah. One of them vans.
Did we drop the transmission? Is that what happened in that one?
No, I don't know. The thing just stopped running. And the sad thing, that's before cell phones. I'm just watching you pull away going, shit.
And they're gone.
The rear view mirror off by that. I was like, I'm not even looking.
The best part about it, and we're talking a 4-lane highway, tractor trailer flying. It was crazy. I'm watching Bob weave in and out, and I'm trying to keep up with them in this 1982 Dodge Ram van with the buzzer buzzing because I'm doing over 55 miles an hour. And I'm going, and all of a sudden the damn thing just stops. It just died. Out of nowhere, and Bob's gone. And it's like 5 minutes later, I'm sitting with Timmy Dobbs. I think I had Bob Moore was on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was Decker. I think Decker was with us at that point. Or maybe it was Head, one of the two.
Did we go all the way back to you in reverse?
They drove like a mile and in reverse backwards down a 4-lane highway. And I'm like, oh my God, here they come. It was awesome. Before cell phones, I was like, what the freak
we
am I
thought you
doing?
must be right behind us. And then the next thing you know. We're like,
God.
we're the heck checker.
I miss those days. Those are good days. That's what it's all about. But right there, that's the medicine. That's what lacrosse brings you. That's you don't have that stuff. I don't care with other sports. Like they said, it's even more so with box lacrosse because there's even less box lacrosse players. That's what makes it such a nice a bond of brothers per se.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. You could see the closeness, and that's one thing that a lot of the guys actually said about the Yeti is that's what they thought really helped put you guys over the top last year in the playoffs. So is that closeness that you guys have? You had that team bond. Guys are really willing to go out there for each other. Here comes Sikosi right here, going to bury that one in the middle of the screen.
Finishes it off behind the BTB behind the back pass to him and buried it.
Battle on the barge coming up soon.
Battle on the Barge is coming up June 3rd and 4th. The NABLL champions are coming into town, the Westminster Wild. My teeth almost fell out on that one. But anyhow, as far
that Westminster Wild team, though, that is a really good team. So
they're darn good, man. They're darn good. There's a reason why they won the championship. They're a bunch of they believe in what they're doing and they want to win. So it's going to be a great opening day, 3rd and 4th. I believe we open up the NABLL season with our games. So
it'll be live streamed. The way I put it is you've got your upstate champs, your metro champs, and the national champs all squaring off against the most improved team in the league with that Oswego Riverhawks. Because I tell you, that first game I watched at Riverhawks compared to that last game, that was two different teams.
Two different, absolutely. What Doc and Webby are doing right now, they're building something. They're going with the youth, the local. They're building a great program in the Oswego area. I'm fired up as far as for the Riverhawks to be flying into town. They're coming down. They're part of the barge. That's what it's all about, being on the barge. And that's part of the barge system going up through Lake Ontario, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe it does go all the way there.
It does go through there. I know it does. And then you want to know what? It sails right up into the Thousand Islands. And now you're you're into the what's his name? He just passed a Longfoot or not 40 life. As far as it's a great thing. Central New York has got some great box lacrosse all the way around, and we're excited to be bringing the NABLL champions into the arena. And I'm glad it's early in the season because we can make early adjustments, and we get a lot of games in one weekend where we can see a lot of players in a short amount of time.
Now that team
be good.
They were a team that actually said they were mainly field guys down there, and they said they. Like everybody, once you see it, you're like, oh, man, this is probably the most amazing sport I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I don't know if everybody jumps into it quite as hard as, the rest of us do, but it was pretty impressive. But, yeah, I got the canal system pulled up for you. So it goes Frankfurt, Onondaga, right on through. Yeah.
Look at that. Right down through into the St. Lawrence.
Can you show the fact that at Kingston, Ontario, home of the Tragically Hip, I may add, the Rideau Canal starts, and that goes all the way to Ottawa, and it's hand-cranked locks like back in the day. It's a famous trip, like a summertime trip on the Rideau Canal for boaters, and then in the winter, if you ever get a chance, like January, February, you go up to Ottawa. They have all kinds of ice skating on the canal and rinks and stuff. Beautiful.
Winterfest of some sort all the time. Yeah, it's cold as blazes up there. That's cold.
Yeah,
it's cold.
Yeah, the Rideau Canal goes from Kingston. There it is. There's the Wikipedia page.
No, it was Mountain Dew. It was Mountain Dew, not Rideau. Mountain Dew. Sorry about that. My humor. That was dad humor. I'm sorry.
That was a good one. Have you ever done the trip, Bob? You ever what are you talking, like a kayak or a canoe? You're going to go just paddle on up?
Oh, no. It's like the old Erie Canal. It's that era. And does it say about that on there? It's hand cranked locks. And, it's really an awesome trip. It's not a heck of a long trip, but it's long enough. And then in the winter, when it's frozen, they utilize it for community events. It's really, really cool. We do connect.
Yeah. All the way up through the St. Lawrence. But like you said, now that ties it all together. We've got a few new teams that have entered the league, and now Collar City just picked up another one with that Smoke is going to have a team in the NABLL. It'll be interesting to see how all these teams fare, because now you're going to kind of wonder, are having this many teams in the area, is it going to start spreading the talent thinner, or are we going to start seeing more guys coming in to make sure they fill those spots?
Well, I think you're good. Box guys travel, I would say.
I don't think the Night Pandas are going to exist this year, is my understanding. So I think that they'll kind of go north. So a lot of their membership will go north. So I don't think it's really going to impact the Kings. I think it'll just be, there's enough town in that area, and to the north and south that I think it'll be two competitive teams.
Yeah. That is one nice thing about being located on the thruway systems, is it makes it really easy to kind of shoot everywhere. Once you get to the highway, it's just a straight shot,
It is a nice feature.
I'm up in Tupper
or get on the or get on the barge, and you can take the barge right down, and it'll take you the same place.
Yeah, there you go. The barge.
That's right.
It's going to take you a lot longer on a barge, I'm going to bet.
I'm up in Tupper Lake for admissions, right? And we have a show tomorrow at the Tupper Lake Civic Center. So I went to the rink tonight, and they were having their board of directors meeting for hockey, and they got an impromptu pitch about starting box lacrosse in Tupper Lake. So if anything happens, I want an assist. But I was like, hey, it's the perfect time. We got Worlds coming to Utica.
Yeah, get everybody fired up. That's a nice area. My wife's from Indian Lake, so we always end up going there a lot.
Oh yeah, that ride was beautiful today. So, good for the soul.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a nice shot over, and you just kind of go through Old Forge and everything, and the next thing you know, you're there. It's a great ride. Just stop.
Come from Herkimer, you go up through Salisbury, and what's it, Arietta, and that Indian Lake, and Pleasant Lake Pleasant.
Speculator.
Really cool. And then you hit 8. And then you hit 8, and you go through Speculator. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, right before where you come out to 30, if you were to, that's she's from in there, but it's like you said, beautiful ride. There is so much. It would be cool if they start playing. They get an indoor team. It's not that far. How long does it take you to get to Tupper Lake from Herc?
Couple hours.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, no, it was good. It wasn't a bad ride. It's great.
Yeah. So with the battle on the barge, how many did you end up getting? Some youth teams coming? Do we have the Mall Walkers game scheduled?
Well, we're definitely open for options right now. We're working that. We are still looking for some youth programs. I say youth programs, U18. If there's U18 coaches out there that have a box team that want to get some runs in, we have a turf reserved right at this point in time for some women's games and also for some U18 boys games. The main rink is for all the NABLL games, so they will be on rink 2, which is still a beautiful rink, and it's a great, you stand to watch the games, or you can go down by glass side and watch them by the glass, but it doesn't have the seating like the main arena in the Nexus. So, but it's still going to be. We're open. We're looking for more teams. We're hoping that we are currently recruiting for our women's program. That's active. We're getting a questionnaire put out there. As of last night, Andy was going to be working on it, so it will be posted out there if you are interested in women's box lacrosse, or if you're under 18 or U18 senior this year and you want to get one last run in. Battle on the Barge is we're getting it together with Tri-City. Tri-City is going to be running the women's and the youth program, U18, not youth. And but if there's youth teams out there that want to get going, we want kids to play. That's what we're looking for. We want the girls to get excited, because you want to know what? It is an awesome sport. There's an opportunity for you to not just play, but to play for your country. And what better, as civilians, what more could you do to play for your country? At least try out. I mean, the worst case scenario, you make the team. The best case scenario, you make the team. Worst case scenario, you met some girls that were pretty were pretty cool.
So like prime example of that is we went to Lax 9. We're streaming Lax 9. They have the first women's game. You end up with a bunch of women that get out there, some of whom have never held a men's stick before, like to actually play with it. And everybody that came off that turf though had the same expression on their face. They were just like, this is so much fun. I got to do this again. So, I mean, like you said, it's just about getting people to see it, getting them out on the floor, because once you're out, you're going to love it.
Beecher, let me jump in one more second there. With that, though, the one thing, the biggest questions that we got to get out there, we got to get guys that are still playing, that have extra stuff. Listen, the ladies, they're trying to do this, but as guys, we know there's a cost to it. The women don't wear the helmets, the gloves, the elbow pads, the torso pads. If we can honestly start a fundraiser and guys that aren't wearing stuff anymore, you got some stuff that's still in good shape though, but you don't wear it anymore. We're starting a campaign to collect that stuff so that we can get it to the girls that are trying out for our team, and if it need be also for the Team USA. I don't know, a lot of these girls, I'm sure they're incredible athletes that play women's lacrosse. They don't have it yet.
They might not want to dump $500 into their.
And you don't want to dump that. Exactly.
Helmets are expensive. Helmets, $200 a pop. So yeah, helmets. Anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if people are out there and they want to get a hold of us for donations, contact myself, contact Bobby, contact Andy Farrell with Tri-City Lacrosse, and we will graciously turn this stuff over to the women so that they get an opportunity to get suited up properly with good equipment and try out for their country. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
And with so many guys coming from all over the place, if they just reach out to you guys on on one of the messengers, either Facebook, Instagram, something along those lines, or show up to Yeti thing, one of us can probably grab it, because you guys do have people coming from everywhere. You've got guys coming from down south. You got me coming from the east, a bunch of guys coming from the north, the west, a little bit. So yeah, there's definitely some travel. I was pretty excited seeing some of those new guys. I saw a couple Herkimer helmets out at the Yeti tryouts. I got to tell you, Bob, I'm not sure. You had two guys with the Herkimer helmets. One of them really stood out. There's a young man there, not a real big guy, pretty skinny, but he can play. That kid can ball. It was so much fun to watch him out there.
Right. I believe that was probably Austin Rackett, and then the other boys are Roman. So we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it going. We're really excited about our alumni playing boxing. And honestly, I mean, we got Kyler Johnson from the Yeti, from the first season of the Yeti. That was a pickup. I mean, so you're always going to see Herkimer guys at the Nexus Center when there's pickup going on. I can tell you that, as long as I'm coaching.
Yeah, and I was actually quite surprised to find how many Herkimer alum I've met through the Can-Am thing. So Ron's a Herc alum. I mean, Rodney, so I actually met through you guys. Rodney's another Herc alum. You got quite a few Herkimer alums kicking around all over the box field.
Oh, no question. There's a lot. There really is. A ton. And, there's going to be more. So, we're excited to be affiliated and to help that cause out. And I tell you what Nuck was talking about, we partnered up with Relax, which is a company that is a startup company that has all recycled lacrosse equipment, and they have their meshes are from recycled plastic, their heads are from recycled plastic, and we'll take broken sticks, shafts, we'll take pretty used gloves, it doesn't matter. And we're either going to repurpose them for the girls, or we're going to send them to be recycled and keep making stuff for the next generation. So we love that whole thing and the tie-in, and we're gonna do some stuff for Tri-City. We have we have some sticks to donate for the Tri-City Women's Lacrosse program, so they don't have to buy their own sticks. So
Yeah.
you know,
I've got them up there now. I'll make sure I add it to the stream afterwards so everybody can click on it if they want to check out Relax.
Oh, it's a great story. Great guys, great. It's a great product. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's the mesh is great. The stick itself is great, and it's a great company to do business with. And they're a great partner to us. I mean, at JUCO, you got to do it with mirrors sometimes. We don't have the same budget as Johns Hopkins, but we get support from our alum and from people, and so does Onondaga, and so does Genesee, and yada yada yada, and we're always appreciative of that, and it works in our game. Giving back's a big thing, and we're always telling our kids, and don't put your extra stick on the shelf. Go have a catch with some kid in your neighborhood who's a little bit younger, and change his life like someone changed yours. So that's a part of this. Is passing it down. I mean, the creators' game was passed to the people, and they passed it to us, and we shouldn't lose sight of that.
Yeah, no, that is a really cool story. So I'm glad we found that. We added that into the description. But I just realized we made all these brand new commercials, and we have not done our commercials yet. So we got to fit in our new sponsors. We got the this year's. It's only about a minute and a half, everybody. So if you would hang out, check out our sponsors, and please try to support the local sponsors if you could. We would greatly appreciate supporting those who support us.
Black River Ale House. When it rolls.
Black River Ale House, baby.
They're black.
In the Black River Ale House and
Okay, I gotta shut my door. It's cold.
I can't figure out how to get mute to work on the TV here, so I can't get it any lower. I hope you're not hearing the hockey game.
Candy Shop from New York on Dockstader Street.
Yeah.
Over the world famous turkey joints. Stop into Nora's Candy.
We got fancy. Look what Beecher's done. He's gone big time, Bobo.
Yeah.
They have candies.
Oh.
I knew him back when.
Turkey joints. Love them turkey joints.
Let me Annie up here. How much time I got?
Nora's from New York. Or check them out online. Nora's Candy.
Sorry, I've been drinking online.
Downtown Utica.
It's all right.
You're authentic.
It's legal. It's legal.
For authentic German beer. For authentic German flavor of just
I lost my scratcher.
Scratcher. Has a great Saturday evening.
Where's my scratcher?
How about stop down Thursday?
And because we're a people company, we love double pizza toppings. Start tops, main to delivered. Try new loaded tops with your favorite pizza from Domino's.
Tigre.
Mr. Clean
for
That,
all your
Mr.
construction
Powers,
needs
Mr.
and the plumbing works. The pumping works.
Dying.
The water
I tried to get it done
works.
before I came on.
HVAC.
I had to
If you
I had to talk to my brother's family because it did not go well for him today.
How's he? Not good.
Jimmy Faye, your one-stop shop.
45. He got 45.
In the U.S.
And we are
Not you.
back. Thank you very much to all the sponsors this year that have contributed. We really appreciate all of that. Please support all of those guys who make all of this possible. Oh, I had my NLL stats up. I was skimming through that a little bit here. This, I tell you, Halifax, Georgia came back, but then Halifax really made a statement in that game, as you see. And it was really that fourth quarter. I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of it, Bob, but.
I didn't, but boy, I obviously got to watch Randy and Jeremy. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you look at it, it was so you had 6. It was 10
What
to,
jammer had?
10 to 10 going into the fourth quarter. And then Halifax just dominated the fourth quarter 7-1.
What jammer have? He went off, didn't he? He broke his assist record, or he broke the all-time record for the Nighthawks there, or for the team.
Thunderbirds.
The T-Birds. Yeah.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds. Close.
Well, they used to be the Nighthawks.
Well, they used to be the Nighthawks. He was a Nighthawk at one point. All those stats went towards the right organization.
Oh, so a lot of.
By the way, the Nighthawks are run by the GM is a guy by the name of Dan Carey. And he played for the Colorado Mammoth. And before that, he played for Herkimer. He played for Herkimer.
He did play at home.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, there was a lot of records kind of thrown around this year, but you see, so Cody had five assists and two goals, but that's 2 goals with 6 shots, so he was shooting good. Bushi was on fire though, 5 for 9. Yeah, I tell you, he's one of those guys. When he's on, he's fun to watch. He's not the biggest guy, but man, can he move around with the ball? He's got a great vision.
Who ended up the final leading scorer? Was it what's his name from the Riptide?
Oh, Jeff Teat, you're talking about?
Yeah, wasn't he the leading scorer for a while?
We're gonna check stat leaders right here.
There you go.
So
Audie had a big game that last week. I know that.
Yeah. So Jeff T ended up 56, and then Connor Fields was 4 behind him. Church was right behind him. Now Church, that was Saskatchewan played Colorado, or not Colorado. I'm sorry, the Las Vegas team.
Vegas, that's who it was. Saskatchewan, yes.
As soon as I saw Church, I was like, wait, I know it was. Yeah, Lyle was right there. Schreiber, I think Schreiber is he's just phenomenal. That whole Toronto team they played.
That Toronto, he's no joke, that's for sure. Speaking of, Neil says hello to everybody.
Why, hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Paulus.
Yes.
But, yeah, here's the big one. So Dane Smith with 96 assists. Yeah, that's insane.
You draw the double and you draw the double and you dump. Double dump. It's a 2-man. That's what you're looking for, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're looking for that pick and inside slide, and there's the problem is you got to see the passes that he's making are insane. Behind the
been
back.
playing for a while, and he just keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sure most people don't even think so he was more of a D transition guy when he first started, but he is just an absolute monster out there now. And I mean, you see he's 4 behind on the points, but he was not nearly taking as many shots I was hoping to see. Yeah, I was going to say there's no way he took. And so Jeff Teat took 250 shots and he's 60 behind him at 183. So, I mean, that's a huge difference. As Jeff Teat is trying to do that all by himself, Dane Smith is doing that on a team full of snipers. I mean, everybody on that team, their defense, most of their D transition guys would be a forward on other teams. They're just that good when they're playing like they're supposed to.
Right. It's going to be a good series. I can't wait to watch it this weekend.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be good. And like I said, one of my favorite guys to watch is Tom Schreiber. One thing, like I can remember when I first learned lacrosse, you had to throw overhand. But when you watch him, he releases the ball from everywhere, and you never know when he's going to shoot because it doesn't look set up. And that's such a big part of that, like playground style, that backyard style that I love watching.
Do you know his background? You guys know his background?
He was
no.
I guess
he's a Long Island guy. His dad's in the Junior College Hall of Fame, played for Nassau, played for Maryland, Team USA. His dad is the head coach at St. Anthony's, which is the best country, arguably the best program year in, year out in America. Certainly one of the top 2 or 3 year in, year out. Kevin Adler, one of my old teammates, is an assistant there. And he's very much a Long Island field player. Same program where Brennan O'Brien's from. And the shooter from Penn State, I forget his name. I don't want to try to think of it in public. He, I can assure you, learned by shooting overhand. He didn't do everything from every angle until much later in his development. He went to Princeton, and he didn't play box until he might have went to Six Nations in between seasons as a college guy and played for the Arrows or something. That may be accurate. But he pretty much started playing box after his Princeton career was over.
Yeah.
A great kid and a great ambassador for the sport, and the best American player probably since like Casey Powell. I mean, for box, he's plays Reardon's great. I don't know. There's a lot.
There's a lot of good ones, but I'm like you. I kind of agree with that. I think Bob just froze up on us. Did you?
He froze. That's a funny looking face he froze on,
he
too.
Did. Last time he froze, then he was gone. He was back for a second. But so Justin throws in the comments, the Peterborough boy. I believe he's talking about Dane Smith. and there is so many guys from Peterborough. That is just like a hotbed for box lacrosse, and you see. I mean, not just box though. I mean, because it translates so well to the field. There is so many guys here. I'll pull Bob's frozen face off there till he comes
It is
back
fun.
to us.
We've that's the cool thing about the NABLL right now is you want to know what, there are some Canadians coming down into the lower 48 and playing ball now. So as far as it's a growing league, and we're excited. You had a funny looking face out there. You was looking funny for a second. You froze.
I had gas.
It looked like it.
I love it. And we'll just stop it for a minute.
That's funny stuff. But the NLL playoffs. Here we go. That's going to be a good. It's a great NLL playoffs. College playoffs. It's a great time of year right now. I love this time of year. We're getting fired up.
The NHL right now. I mean, you got, and I love that. It's not a one and done like college, and there's things to be said that are great about that, but these 7-game series sort of things, and that's how you get a Stotts Thompson sort of fight sort of thing going on. I mean, people get irritated in those 7-game series, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be a lot. It was great last year. I mean, what a great finish that was.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Now the real question is does Colorado still have some of that magic? Are they going to be able to kind of get past San Diego in the first round? I don't know. San Diego's offense has looked amazing at most of the
boy. Austin Stotts is red hot too. I mean, and Dobie, and good Lord, but yeah, that's a great question. And I tell you what, you can't discount Colorado. They know what to do this time of year. I mean, year in, year out, they're always. I didn't think they were going there last year,
No. And same thing this year. We talked about it so many times when I was doing the show with Rodney before he started coaching the kids there, was just they're so they were like 0-7, or they might have had 1 or 2 wins, and it just looked like they were falling apart, and everybody was talking about how Colorado, what a terrible showing it was. But here they are again. They're in the playoffs just like every other team, and if they can get by San Diego, they got a good chance. But
Georgia turning it on in the middle of the year. Where'd that come from?
Yeah. You lose your first 7? Isn't that what they went on?
They were 0-7. They completely bombed at the beginning of the year, and I tell you, they played in the play-in game against Halifax. So it really is crazy, and I'm glad to see Halifax. I love it. I love seeing there's so many guys on that team that
those guys are good.
They're good, and when they're on, their offense is so much fun to watch. Their transition, you get Tyson Bell and so many guys from that D that can run up and score. It's like Buffalo. The problem you run into though is when those transition guys aren't scoring. Now you're keeping your defense on the floor. If you lose that turnover, you get it, you miss, or you get the rebound, you lose it. And next thing you know, now you're back on defense.
And then there's the goalies. I mean, Warren can get hot.
That's one thing with Warren Hill is he is very streaky. When Warren's hot, he is one of the best goalies in the league. But we've all seen, I think, too many games where you're like, what happened to Warren Hill?
Yeah, I think it goes both ways with him, no question. And I mean, his outlet's unbelievable too. I mean, those guys break out.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, I got a question. Bobby Leary, I got a question. Who was the Eels the first year? Wasn't that Warren Hill?
No.
It was Gathers. It was Gathers. That's who it was, wasn't it?
Gathers?
No. Edmund has never been an Eel. I don't think it was. He's in the
PBLA this year. That's who it was. Oh, sugar. What's his name? I'm having a brain fart.
Me too. God, he's a great goalie.
I thought it was Hill. I thought it was Hill.
No.
Shoot, I actually knew that too because Dempsey told me because he was the third string that first year.
Dempsey was the third. Yeah, Dempsey was the third string.
He's like, I learned a lot from him. He's like, he was amazing.
And rightfully so. I mean, that guy was.
Well, they had Bomberry. They had Bomberry on that team. That guy was just rock. I mean, that was a great game. That was a great series. That was a great series.
Yeah. Speaking of great series, I mean, that Rochester Buffalo in the in the first round. That's going to be amazing. So Rochester started the exact opposite of Georgia. You know, they came out on fire. And then all of a sudden they kind of cooled down a little bit. And a lot of that was most of their guys played together. They had 9 guys that played on the Peterborough team up in Canada. Yeah, so I mean that having that kind of chemistry gave them a huge jump start, but then they kind of limped their way through into the playoffs. And the real question is the rest of the offense going to score, or is it going to have to be the Connor Field show?
Right.
Rochester Buffalo is always a good. I mean, to have it be a series, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right off the bat, started off.
And
I kind of like what the Devils Rangers. That was a great series to watch. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
I
but
honestly,
anyway,
I think
go on.
Calgary is going to be our hidden gem. I've been watching them a lot with that Owen because we do the Yeti or the I don't even know what you want to call it. Me and Owen kind of get on here and BS about lacrosse, and I tell you because that Calgary team, their transition, they don't have one guy that scores a lot of goals. I mean, they've got a couple guys that will get a few goals, but as you look through the top goal scorers, I just went through the whole page and I did not see anybody on that team. And I think that's a huge benefit to them because everybody on that team scores. So when somebody gets cold or somebody has a bad night, it's not, as devastating as it is with some of these other teams. Like if Connor Fields is held scoreless in a game, Rochester's going to have a big problem.
Where'd Nanticoke finish up on the scoring charts?
I don't know. He did not have a very good year points-wise.
Yeah, well, early on in the season, though, it was him and Dane where it was a 1-2 where you couldn't, whatever they were throwing, Dane would throw some stupid pass, and all of a sudden Nanticoke's taking some stupid shot off that stupid pass, scoring goals, and all of a sudden Nanticoke, I think that's, it's time for him to step up.
So he had 21 goals and 18 assists. So yeah, he did not. After he took a big hit in one of those early games, and then Josh Byrne got hurt just after that, and that really screwed up a lot of things. Oh, I just blew everybody up there. How did that happen?
I tell you what, he's certainly capable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Good Lord.
That's the same with Jammer, though. Jammer's the
highlights per second than anyone else, let's say. I mean, every time you see him, you're like, oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with Fields. When Fields gets the ball, you almost like say, okay, let's see him dance around 4 people, do a spin, and get blasted, but still take the back behind the back shot and gets it off and scores. It's crazy sometimes how some of those shots he gets off, and they're goals. It's like, holy. How do you get that one?
Yeah. Christian Del Bianco, you were talking about Hill with that outlet pass. Del Bianco he is so on point with those guys. Simpson and oh my goodness, Courier up there. The way he throws it is just he really threads the needle, and that is such a huge part. He actually donates money too, and there's a foundation. I wish I could think of the name. Of course, I'm going to forget it right now. But that they donate to for every assist. It was they raised a ton of money this year up in Calgary. So props to him, and definitely check him out on his social media. I think they just posted what they ended up with. But Owen says he's an awesome guy and does a lot of great things up there. But when he's I think very underrated as a goalie just because he does get a lot of the saves. He's probably not going to have Matty Vince nights every night where you're going to get the 50, but he'll get 40 of them, and he's also going to assist on 3 or 4.
I wouldn't call him underrated. I don't know. Maybe he is, but he's good.
Yeah, he's good, but I'm saying like he's not one that
Ward. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, they're all everybody in that whole group. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far as when people, every time you hear somebody talk about who they think the best goalie is, I never really hear anybody mention his name. And I just think he's one of those guys that he is definitely the MVP of that Calgary team. When he's playing good, that was a big thing with Rochester, was once Hartley kind of started cooling down a little bit, they had big issues. I mean, he started the year on fire. Nobody was getting anything by him. He was all over the place.
Yeah. Very athletic kid. That's for sure.
Goalie is such a big part of that sport. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, streaming the games when we was down in Onondaga for the stick maker, a couple of those shots, you're talking just a fraction of an inch. There's no room. Mrs. Beecher got the one shot where we had perfect view of it, and there was no more than a ball's. The only thing that could have fit, in that spot was perfectly perfect.
We couldn't even see the net. I remember the one you're talking about. So it clicks off the side of his leg pad, and you couldn't even actually see net, but there was just enough space for him to fit the ball through there, and he had reached out. Yeah,
it was a great shot.
The eyes of the stick, right?
Yeah. The eyes of the stick, exactly. And that's what's so cool about box lacrosse, comparable to hockey. Hockey, that shot's coming from one spot every single time. Doesn't matter if it's a wrist shot, a slap shot, a snap shot, whatever. It's going to come from one angle. Box lacrosse, you don't know where it's coming high, it's coming low, it's coming from behind the back, it's coming from the side, it's coming through the legs. It's because it's so over the top, and with the technology with sticks, these guys are throwing curveballs, so it is actually, if it was a normal shot, going over the goalie's shoulder, but the way these guys are controlling it and throwing a curveball, it's getting over the guy's shoulder and it's dropping in now. So the goalies have to really honestly pay attention to those shots. It's awesome to watch. I love it. I don't know. I get fired up now because it's something new again after 35 years of field lacrosse. And just watching the strangulation of the rules and everything, to get into box lacrosse and watch technically the rules of the officials are to keep the guys safe.
I love how if you miss the net, it bounces off the boards. That's the one thing with lacrosse that it really, like, when there's so much more consequence because you can't just have a guy sitting at X, kind of going, okay, I'm backing up your shots. It's that ball's coming, and some of these guys, you see them like pass off the boards now, where
it's purposely done.
It blows my mind. Especially in the NLL, you'll see these guys crank it off the plexiglass to somebody, and you're like, how did you just do that?
I've watched Neil do it a couple times. Neil will let one lace right off the back, and it bounces right to the guy on the opposite side. And it's like, that's sick. Completely planned. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Or the guys know it themselves. They're just looking for that goalie to make that 2-inch move. I'm going to make that shot knowing that it's going to come right back to me. And now I got the goalie moved and I jab him. It's, these guys know what they're doing. It's from repetition over and over and over. And,
lifetime of playing.
So, it's a lifetime of playing. Yeah. It's so awesome.
I had to look at this. So Sean Evans was actually the penalty minutes leader this year. And, he was out quite a bit at the beginning of this year, so to see him actually get the penalty minutes league, what a difference he made in Vancouver this year. He's one of those high-energy guys. He gets out there.
Oh, what a player.
Yeah.
He's been a player forever.
And he's just so much fun to watch. If he's on your team, he's the best player. You think he's great. When he's playing against your team, you're like, oh, he's like a little fly. You just want to, like, smack him. But it's, like you said, great guy. Everybody says he does great things. But to see the way he turned, and it wasn't just him, but the leadership he brought to that Vancouver team, to see them go from, like, it was just, you could see the guys weren't having fun out there. It was just like, and then he came, completely reinvigorated that Vancouver team. And, I would have to say Sean Evans is probably the MVP of that Vancouver team as far as I'm concerned, because once they brought him, it was like a light switch moment up there. They all of a sudden started playing better, winning. You could see the guys were having fun. It was competitive games. Even when they were losing, everything was still close. It was a lot of fun to watch him. But you also see Jake Withers on there. Now, that's a big loss when he's actually sitting in the box, because he's a loose ball machine as far as between face-offs and just how many balls he scoops up. Yeah,
how many years has Sean Evans been playing? I mean, he played with like Cam and Derry Kilgore, and he's been playing a while.
Yeah. I'll have to. Where is he? Let's click on him and see if they got the player stats up to date. No, they don't have how many years, but yes, he has definitely been playing for a couple of years. He's yeah, absolute blast to watch, and to still see the amount of emotion he plays with out there, though, it's inspiring to me to watch it.
It's awesome stuff, is what it is.
And now, if you look at the loose ball leaders, though, so you had Jake Withers up there. That's what I was saying, but he was also pretty high in penalty minutes. He is a face-off guy, but he plays D. He gets up the floor quite a bit with the goals. Zach Courier's the next one with the loose balls, and he's
he's fun too.
Yeah, that's the Courier brothers up in Calgary have been putting on a show.
Yeah, they have. I can only say what I watched, and they're up there as well.
Yeah,
Necker is not the. I just don't know names. That's the problem. I'm watching games, and there's just so many different guys that I don't know who they are, but it's incredible. It's incredible box. They're awesome.
Oh my goodness, guys, we've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes almost, I think. Yeah, hour and 15 and a half. So let's say goodbye and good night, because I am starting to feel tired. I can just feel it.
I'm starting to. Hey, can I give one more shout out? Once again, anybody that's out there and they're looking to help out women's the women's box lacrosse game. If you guys have extra stuff that you're looking to get rid of, please think of the Tri-City women. We want to get them suited up so that they can participate in some upcoming events, possibly one being the Battle on the Barge. But if you guys do have stuff out there, we'll definitely gladly take it and get it to the ladies so that they can start playing box lacrosse as well.
And like Bob said, even if it's broken stuff, if they're doing that program through them, we just
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, please consider us out there. Keep your eyes open, because a lot of good things are happening in the Utica market.
They do exist. When you say keep your eyes open.
We do exist. We do exist. Yeti Nation, next Wednesday night. We're going to be back next Wednesday night. We're going to have more information about World Lacrosse, about NLL lacrosse, about some JUCO lacrosse, about NABLL lacrosse. We got lacrosse.
We got Can-Am lacrosse coming up this weekend as well. Maybe a guest appearance. We might have a Herkimer halftime at the Can-Am game.
I would love to. I can't wait to watch. I won't be there. My twins turned 21 this week, so this Saturday. So we're gonna celebrate with the twins this Saturday.
Awesome. Batten down the hatches, folks.
Batten down the hatches. Oh.